Hello everybody, I'm here from the Here Game Channel. Welcome back to Kaiserreich on HOI4, where today we are beginning a new series as a new nation, because last time I finished my playthrough as Mexico, which was a nice wee fun playthrough. I enjoyed it. We did reclaim our old territories, but you've already seen that. We're now playing as Norway. It's been requested and we're going to do it. I don't think we're going to have the Nordic Federation pop up at all. But I'm hoping, where is it, to do the consolidation of power and go ahead and proclaim Greater Norway. Because what's nice about this is the fact that that's not what we're looking at. We get Shetland and Orkney, which means I will probably be naval invading the Union of Britain at some point. But right now, I don't think Norway starts in a very good position. They don't have a massive fancy tree, but it's a tree nonetheless, and I do want to play as a Scandinavian country. It's about to look at this region, and we'll see what we can get up to in said region. So let's go ahead. Why the hell am I doing doctrine actually? We want the generic start. What the hell am I on? There we go. Right, so we do start up with 9 divisions. Obviously our first target would not be Sweden nonetheless. So what we're actually going to do is, rather than covering the whole of Sweden, I think we're just gonna push to their capital rather than pushing down through here. I'd rather just leave some guys up here to defend the bottleneck. So actually, saying that, we shouldn't probably defend there. We should be defending. Saying that, we should defend Narvik. We'll defend there. So let's get proceeding. So the state of Norway. Norway is standing at a crossroad in history. While the nation is relatively prosperous, civil society is plagued by political infighting and stagnation. The left, is divided as a result of schisms within the once dominant Labour Party. I was going to say Labrador. In 1921, the moderate faction broke away and formed the Social Democratic Labour Party, while the radical syndicalist wing broke away to form the Norwegian Syndicalist Federation in 1923. In addition, the Norwegian Communist Party is struggling, and there are rumours about forming a new vanguard party of the far left, based upon the principles of national syndicalism. On the opposite end of the political spectrum, several nationalist organisations are jockeying for power and influence. While they are somewhat united in their opposition to socialism, their means and goals differ. While the political infighting has not resulted in violence, the ruling Liberal Party is mostly powerless to handle pressing issues due to its minority government. As dark clouds are gathering once more over Europe, the people are anxiously awaiting the election in October 1936. I do not know how to say this, and I don't know what it means, so let's just press the button and move on. So right now, we have a divided air force, the air doctrine research times plus 30%, and we have a sluggish economy, which is not nice. So we are probably going to have to deal with that. I don't exactly know how, but I'm presuming we're going to get some events. So I'm not going to be going syndicalist, because who the hell likes syndicalists? Democratic mandate would be nice, and I would love to go ahead and form a Nordic Federation, but it's so much effort, and I'd rather do this because it seems aggressive, plus it just completely removes sluggish economy and changes the law to close the economy. And we do get add tech just given to this elite infantry division. We get claims on Sweden, which is nice. The Finnish danger. Right, so the usual stuff's probably going to happen. We do know what's going on. So we've got an event here, trade mission to Japan. The lack of international trade has crippled the Norwegian economy since 1925. One of the underlying issues is a lack of work for our large merchant navy. A bright individual in the Foreign Department has recently proposed reaching out to the Empire of Japan, as it could prove a market for our dried fish and whaling trade. We could also lease some merchant ships to the Japanese at favourable rates. If successful, an agreement would provide much needed contracts for our merchant navy. Let's send a trade delegation. We're got quite a long distance for trade, but all well. The Japanese have declined. Unfortunately, the Japanese government has declined our trade agreement. It seems we'll have to find other markets for our industry. Apparently the deal was ridiculous after all. Well, the distance the ships would have to travel just to get to us. It's worth a try though. So we do have, I guess, a decent sized navy for Norway. 27 ships is nothing compared to the 340 that Philip Snowden currently has. But we shall probably build that up over time. Early interwar destroyers, fantastic, and we have no factories whatsoever. Yes, we're not in a great position right now. And democracy has been restored in Australasia. Right. Oh, protests against farm foreclosures. The current economic crisis has caused a lot of farmers to default on their loans and mortgages. As a result, their livestock and property is normally auctioned away to the highest bidder by local authorities. The practice is deeply unpopular among Norwegian farmers, but its proponents claim that debts must be repaid and that auctions are a necessary evil in a free market economy. Yesterday, the Farmers' Party proposed a bill that would ban the auctions. What is the government's position? So, allow the auctions to continue, which is going to give us some bonuses, actually. Sorry, farmers, I'm going to have to screw you over here. Don't build forts. I feel like we should really focus on getting the industry. These factories are going to be nice. That's 3 factories. Be a nice help for us. So, we do lose this eventually. Quisling's speech. Vidkun Quisling, a former Minister of Defence and the leader of the paternal autocrat party, Nationalist Samling, recently held a public rally. In his speech, Quisling, I think it's Quisling, denounced the government for both its handling of the economic crisis and the lack of measures taken against Norwegian syndicalists. He encouraged his supporters to join Samfundsvernet, a conservative paramilitary organisation, claiming that Samfundsvernet and National Samling was Norway's last line of defence against syndicalism. We shall see if that's the case. The birth of... Oh my days, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, but this guy, or organisation maybe? It's an organisation. Today a loose grouping of landowners, farmers and right-wing politicians announced the establishment of that group. Partly political and partly economic, the goal of the organisation is to oppose the farm auctions and aid farmers in need. Questions have already been raised regarding its independence, as its founders are all members of the National Samling. Of the party Samling. While some newspapers have praised its creation, others are denouncing the organisation as nothing more than a ploy to increase support for Samling in rural areas. So paternal autocrat support is going to go up by 10% and we lose 10% on our pie is looking a mess. Yes, 7%. That's bloody brilliant. End of the NKP. The NKP, the Norwegian Communist Party, disbanded itself. Having failed to capitalise on the current economic crisis, the party decided to disband itself and have its members join the newly created Norwegian National Syndicalist Party. Based upon the new teaching of politicians such as Benito Mussolini and Oswald Mosley, popularly known as totalism, the party hopes to aspire to greater things than communism ever proved capable of. Okay, so our party just disbanded. Brilliant. The First International Congress. And the death of Pius. The Pope has died. Samfundsvernet and the State. Since Samfundsvernet was founded in 1923, the paramilitary organisation has been a bulwark against syndicalism. Although controlled and supported by conservative and nationalist circles, it was even granted status as a reserve police by the Police Act of 1928. However, Quisling's recent speech has filled its rank with his supporters and radicalised the organisation. Several voices have raised concern regarding this development and wants us to curtail the organisation. They are a defence against syndicalism. We're going to keep them around because hopefully they will stop syndicalism, like the syndicalists taking over. And I'm out of tea. Disappointing. McLeek has declared war on Mongolia. And electronic mechanical computing has finished, which means we are going to go ahead and grab mechanical computing now. Because we like those juicy wee research bonuses. I am not going to use that 75%. Not 75%, 75 political power that we've got chilling there. Let's have a wee look at what Pope has been put in power. And it's John XXIII, which I'm presuming is 23. John 23. I'm sure X is 10, so that's 20. And the 3 I's are 3, so 23. The Roman numerals are pants. So, we are just going to have the chill, I think. I don't think we have any decisions. No, we have the naval decisions, as always. This should be going pretty soon. Yep, in 6 days' time. We'll go ahead and continue down this part of the tree. Oh, we can even get 1 research slot. That threw me off there. I thought it was another research slot. Just 2 easy research slots there. We're actually losing political power. Oh, we lost 3 even. Which is odd. Annie Kenny! Oh, well, that's brilliant, isn't it, for them? Alright, we've lost that national spirit now. Let's get concentrated industry. Starting to try and... Sluggish economy's really crippling us a little bit. That's fine. I completely forgot about exercising our troops. So, how do our generals look? Well, they're all... Well, we've got 2 winter specialists, of course, because Norway is quite cold and snowy in the north, I presume. I don't know how the rest of the country gets, but I'm presuming it's cold. So we'll get Carl Gustav Fleischer? I probably said it wrong. Oh, I'm so glad Mussolini's not joining us today. I might actually go for you, Wilhelm, here, because he's got commando. He's decent as well, actually. That's a very fancy hat. We have some decent generals, that's for sure. We don't have any decent field marshals, so what I might do is I might go ahead and promote Karl here. So if I promote Karl, because he's got some pretty decent stats, of course they'll go back up again. So he's 4333, which is absolutely brilliant. So if he's our field marshal, happy days. We'll dump him on the main source of our army. Our main group, and then we'll put William here on the other lot. There we go. I think that's good. Let me start doing superior firepower. I would go for the mobile warfare doctrine. I've been wanting to actually go for that recently. Or try it out even. I don't really use it much. I prefer it over the other 2. Wallonia's broken away. Oh. Because the totalists. Flanders is still in the German faction, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. Ah, they declare war on them. Of course. It was always going to happen. We knew it was going to happen. They've got 9 and 20 divisions. They are pushing into Flanders. Anyways, we don't really care about what's going on there. Let's go ahead and Siam's in the Civil War. Let's establish the FFI. And we can go ahead and start sorting out our factories. Oh, our factories, there's so many. Wow, they took out Flanders, but there must have been some Germans still chilling. They're not going to survive. The army is in tatters, so they are not going to survive. Poland elects a new king. Saxon or Habsburg? It's the Habsburg. They never really seem to go for the true Polish king. I think I've seen it happen a couple of times. But it's always Saxon or Habsburg. Lithuanian king's quite nice. I do like creating the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. So we got China declared independence. Same old stuff happening. Soviet Russia's just appeared as well with Nikolai Bukharin here. Interesting to see what goes on there. Yep, there it is. The Second Russian Civil War. They already got some troops encircled, and they're sucking by the looks of things. Yep, they're sucking. They'll probably lose. They always seem to lose now. So, let's see, October is the elections, I think, yeah. And the Kingdom of Siam is now in power. Royalist victory in Siam. So guys, I'm actually, I'm actually recording this video a day early, which is unusual for me right now. It's probably because I've got no work, which is grand. This week video should be all up. Every last one up. So we should have 15 videos this week. Whoa. That'll be a first. Hopefully, anyways. Later in the week might be a bit of a problem, but I do have plenty of time. I do not know what's happening in Ireland. Oh, military junta. Yeah, the end of the week it might have to try and get them up Wednesday. Because Thursday and Friday I am busy. So that Friday I've really got work. I've got a lovely Bastille concert on Thursday, which I'm really looking forward to. So I'll try and have all the videos sorted for the end of this week, so everything's up. Because there are a couple of series that didn't start when I changed to my new schedule. Do we want to start doing Revise the Army? Requires all artillery production or infantry production. Oh, it's gonna be tough. I think we're gonna go down with the fund the NTH, which is presuming standing for the Norwegian something. Norwegian Institute of Technology, of course. Get some infrastructure here. Nice wee for infrastructure provided there, and 2 building slots as well. Civilian. Oh. Okay. Okay. I don't know what we're actually going to do here, because I don't know if we've actually went ahead and actually done this right. Nationalist control. Let's read it and see if we can decipher what we need to do. Today the Norwegian people elect a new parliament. The election is tightly fought and will decide the course of Norway in the foreseeable future. There are 4 possible outcomes. 4? First of all, the Radical Socialist Labour Party is campaigning on a platform of socialist reform. The Radical Socialist wins a plurality. The Society Guard has declared that such a victory would force their hand, whatever that means. Another possibility is the Social Democratic Labour Party in coalition with the Liberal Party, which is this one. The NSA. So there's the Social Democrats there. Oh, Hakon's here. I was like, oh, we've got Hakon. Furthermore, the market liberal conservatives could gain power with the Farmers' Party. Who will win? HOI. It says the Radical Socialist Labour Party's campaign on a platform of socialist reform. The Society Guard has declared that such a victory would force their hand. Let's do that, because I'm hoping that's going to mean the Nationalists are going to try and take over. After getting a surprise plurality? Oh, don't mind days, I cannot speak in English. In the election, the Labour Party will now attempt to form a minority government. There are 2 candidates for the post of Prime Minister. Olav Scheflo, the party leader, is the natural choice for the post, however some are calling for the more moderate Sverre Stostad to lead the government. Who's the new Prime Minister? Yeah. The Conservatives protest. The Conservatives and far-right parties have issued a formal protest against the formation of the Radical Labour government. The claim said government is a threat to the stability of the nation, demanded the king appoint someone else. However, the king is not inclined to break with paramilitary procedures, and it stated that I am also king for the syndicalists. It is the will of the people. Well, this is rather odd. He's still king. What the hell? Well, I'm hoping we're still going to be able to flip here. Because right now... Syndicalists control Norway. Well, nothing... I don't think it's completely decided yet. I'm hoping we're going the right way, because I didn't actually look this up before doing this. The Soviets are dying! Yay! What? Governor Reich criticised the government. Nikolai, former Minister of Finance and current Governor of the Norwegian Central Bank, has begun to harshly criticise the government in public. According to him, the country is bound for economic devastation, and he strongly encouraged the opposition to defeat the government. The governor is quite the influential man, and his opposition is bound to be shared by the established political parties. Oh ho ho! I'm hoping there's going to be a coup. I really am.
Huey Long has been elected as president. Well done, America!
You have just guaranteed a civil war. Usually do always guarantee it. Oh, the scope of socialist reform. Right. With a party in government, we need to decide upon the scope of the reform agenda. As we don't have parliamentary polarity, we would need support from other parties to pass the laws. A majority of our parties want to enact some limited labour legislation, including work hours and safety regulations, that would easily gain support from the Social Democrats and Liberals. A minority believes we should exploit our recent electoral victory and attempt to push for nationalism of critical industries. While Sudan won't necessarily easily pass Parliament, it could perhaps gather some support from certain right-wing elements. Enact some labour legislation. I think we go for the minor reform, because we want to pee off the right wing, don't we? So we want to pee them off, I think. So attempt to push for nationalism. So if we push for that, let's not nationalise, let's enact some labour legislation. We're going to just ignore anything that would please our potential coupists. Elections in Italy. I hope that's what's going to happen, because if not, we might actually end up being syndicalist. And I don't want that. Quisling and the Samfundsvernet mobilize. Yes! This morning, Vidkun Quisling occupied at studio at the Norwegian Broadcasting Corporation and started broadcasting on the radio. He announced that Parliament would pass a motion of no confidence against the government the following day to keep the peace and secure an orderly transition of power. Samfundsvernet would mobilise and protect important public institutions. In the end, Quisling justified these actions by blaming the government for its dangerous revolutionary plans. As the guardsmen took to the streets, the police refused to take action. Clashes soon developed between guardsmen and workers' militias as the situation rapidly escalated. We have a mandate for change. I think it's going. I think I'm doing right. The unions mobilise. As the crisis continues to escalate, the trade unions have mobilised and declared a general strike. Martin Tranmæl, leader of the Norwegian syndicalists, has denounced both the government and the Borgerlige opposition. According to Tranmæl, the Labour Party has betrayed the socialist ideas due to its failures in government, whilst the Borgerlige establishment has plotted to crush the organisations of the common man. The worker must now take matters into his own hands, claims Tranmæl. I don't think I'm saying that. As the battle rages on in the streets of Oslo, it seems that the police and army have orders to remain in their barracks. Oh, bloody hell. The hour of decision. The Nationalist Norway, we've done it. As the Battle of Oslo rages for the third day, power hangs in the balance. Both sides have certain claim to legitimacy, and whoever captures the capital will likely control the country. The workers' guards claim to be defending the legitimate government, while Samfundsvernet wish to enable the parliamentary downfall of said government. As the battle reaches its climax, the workers' militias take the capital and proclaim a republic. Nope, they don't. And Nationalist Norway. Vidkun Quisling has formed a national government to combat the syndicalist threat. Today, Parliament passed a law granting Quisling the power to enact laws, before Quisling suspended Parliament indefinitely. There's no doubt that a new age has come to Norway. Also, the King has fled to Canada. Oh, also, the King's fled to Canada. Who cares? So, ha ha ha. Boom. We have him. He's here. So we do have labour disputes, but we've done it. We've done it. We've got him in power, which is what we wanted. Now, he's going to go ahead and just start destroying Sweden and everyone. This is brilliant. Consolidation of power. So we're getting the Greenland question. So we asked for Greenland back. Wait, no, we're not Denmark. Why the hell do we want Greenland? North Atlantic. Oh ho ho, it's gonna get interesting, boys. We're gonna have to build up our army though. That is great. I'm so glad we managed to do that. Moscow's fallen, so it's only a matter of time. Once Petrograd falls, I think it's gone. The Soviets have lost. We do still have a sluggish economy. What's great is by literally going down and doing one of these, isn't it? Yep. Reorganize the economy. So we should probably go ahead and grab 1, 2, 3. And then that'll be us left with divided air force, which obviously we'll probably get rid of by doing that spirit there. That focus, rather, not national spirit. And then we're going to be ready to start building ourselves up, getting manpower, getting divisions created, getting strong enough to take out Sweden, and if we can, take out Finland. Because they're not currently guaranteed, and we only need world tension to get to 25%, and we know that's going to skyrocket eventually. But I think if we do take Finland, we will probably give the Russians their land back, because let's not pee off the Russians after all. We have other things we want to be doing. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave that episode there, because that is a great start and a nice wee place to finish it up. So I hope you've enjoyed the first episode. We have got the Nationalists in control, so we should be fine. It's a shame they didn't go paternal autocrats as well. We may have been able to join the Entente. That would be cool. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I shall be back very soon for another episode. Take care. Cheer, bye for now.